Click. Amazing. What tiny click can be the difference between infinite blackness and warm, safe, beautiful light. Luckily, the sexton keeps fresh bulbs in the sockets down here, so now I know it can't be too dangerous if adults come in here to change the light bulbs, right? I take a look around the dungeon. Everything looks normal. Well, as normal as it looked before. When I first opened the door, the walls were, indeed, dirt. Flat, reddish-brown dirt that ran only about 6.5 feet high, and then an aged wood ceiling. And the floor was concrete, but it was covered in dirt from the walls. And now it was very clear that I didn't just imagine the dark pits on either side of this walkway. I inched towards them. They were about 3 feet wide and deeper than I could see, running along either side of the floor about 10 yards. Horrible, dark things. Don't get too close, I tell myself. But I really want to look down. It would make me feel much better to know how deep they are. So I lower again to my hands and knees and inch closer, and closer still. Black. Impossibly black. The fall off of light is almost immediate, and then it could be a few inches deep or a few miles. It's impossible to tell. So I spit into it. Nothing. I looked around the floor for a small pebble or something to toss down. Maybe I could hear how deep it was, and I wouldn't be so terrified. Nothing. Ooh, a penny. Yes, I had a penny from earlier in the day. I always found coins when I would walk around with my dad. It was expected. I have a vague memory from when I was really little of him walking behind me with another minister and tossing pennies in front of me as I walked. And I, being so little, thought I was just finding tons of coins all over the ground that people missed because they walked by him. I was small enough to see. Later in life, I realized that I look at the ground when I walk, which is bad, I guess. I mean, I don't see as much of the world. But hey, I found $35,158.63 in the past 28 years, and I'm a lot less prone to tripping. I found $35,000 in an envelope with a return address on a check on the inside. I got a $15 Dunkin' Donuts gift card as a reward. But that's a different kind of story. Penny in hand, I approached the pit again, and laying on my stomach, so as to be extra cautious, I dropped the penny over the side, making a wish just in case, and wow, deep and filled with water. Somehow knowing this for sure does not make me feel any better. In fact, it makes me dizzy. It makes it impossible to stand. The big dungeon is now just a little room with deep, dark, deathly holes on either side, and it's spinning, and the walls are closing in. It's as if I know I'm meant to fall in that pit. Or that one. Which one? The room will decide. I can't move. What happens after I fall? How deep is the water? Would I die right away or float there and starve to death? Now it makes sense why adults didn't want us down here. They didn't want us kids goofing around and falling in these terrifying pits of doom. See, this is why I always told my parents we needed a dog. So when I fall in, Lassie can go get help. This thought makes me giggle, ever so slightly. I wanted a dog so bad, and even the thought of one could cheer me up. I lie there for a moment, thinking of dogs, puppies, every one I've ever seen. And the walls are receding, and the room stops spinning. And once again, I'm just a kid in a room. Wow. I gotta remember that trick. Still afraid to stand up, I inch back up onto my hands and knees in the middle of the floor. Still feels unsafe, so I begin to crawl towards the door. The scratchy floor hurts my hands and knees, but I'm perfectly happy to bleed a little bit if it means living past 10 years old. So all is going well. I'm crawling up to the door, back to the huge, safe basement of the church when a cold breeze sneaks by and the door slowly begins to swing open. And I'm frozen again. Even if it was just a draft, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Because I know it was shut. And not just loosely shut, but latched. Not locked, but clicked. Shut. So how could a breeze... I stopped myself there. I've had enough of being scared tonight. And the door was open now. A sign that I could leave. Right? Right. So I press on, forcing the questionable thoughts out of my mind and pressing forward. The door slams shut with a force that makes me drop to my stomach. That time, I did not feel a breeze. And then it creaks open. Shut. Shit. Okay, this I can't explain. I'm lost for words and thoughts as the door opens and shuts. Opens and shuts. Opens and shuts. Bang! 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 I panic! I have no idea what to do. All I know is that this is scarier than falling down a pit, so I jump up to my feet and I begin to run. Deep into the dungeon. Into the darkness. Past the pits, where the floors now connect to the walls. And the ceiling gets lower and lower. And I run without turning back, pulling string after string, illuminating light bulbs along the ceiling as I run deeper and deeper and deeper into the dungeon.